So what's the best way to brew loose leaf tea then? Well, that depends on what type of tea you're brewing. The leaf to water ratio is the first consideration to make, so you know exactly how much tea to take out of your pack. In the US and Europe, a lot of loose leaf teas will make the recommendation of using 2 grams of leaves and about 400 milliliters of water. This is referred to as Western style brewing, and it produces a larger quantity of relatively weak tasting tea. When preparing traditional Chinese and Japanese teas, we recommend to use a much greater leaf to water ratio. This will give you a more concentrated and flavorful cup of tea that tastes like a juice rather than a fragrant cup of hot water. When you brew tea in smaller quantities like this and savor each and every sip, the drinking experience is much more enjoyable. You can really focus on engaging your senses and appreciating the subtle aspects of the tea, like the richer color, texture, aroma, and taste. To create that perfect cup of tea, we recommend to use 5 grams of leaves and 150 milliliters of water. The reason we measure out the tea in grams and not teaspoons is because the shape of a tea will vary greatly. For example, the leaves of this Bancha green tea are larger and more loosely packed, so it takes up more space. The leaves of this Gyokuro green tea are very tightly rolled, so it takes up less space. To truly get an accurate measure of the tea, you will want to weigh it out. If you don't have a scale at home, you can just start with a leveled out tablespoon of leaves, which should work, at least for most types of Japanese green tea. Next, for the water, if you have a scale, you can measure out 150 milliliters easily, because 1 milliliter of water is approximately 1 gram. If you don't have a scale, you can measure out 1/2 cup of water, which will be approximately 120 milliliters. Close enough for now. So next we're going to talk about the temperature and why it matters.